Alrighty guys, we're in the tow-in zone. You can see this Wrangler was towed in. Now, looking at this key, judging by this key, it's got to be an older model Wrangler. They say it won't move, guys. Let's find out. Alright, in order to move, one's transmission will have to be working, right? Let's see. Alright, I'm in gear. Ooh, nothing. I'm not moving, guys. Let's check the transmission fluid. All right, guys, I got the hood up. Typical 3.6 Pentastar. Oh, I got a dipstick, which means this must be a Nag 1 transmission. Now let's see what we have on the dipstick. Absolutely nothing, guys. Y'all know what that means? That means that the fluid leak should be obvious. All right, when you have nothing in your transmission, something has to be obviously visible. And what do you know? Look at all this transmission fluid coming from the transfer case area. All right, guys, I got to get into the shop. Y'all stay tuned for the full video. Alrighty, guys, real quick. Y'all see this trail? Yes, I am responsible for this. I had to back up, back in, and back up just to get this Wrangler in this stall. Okay, y'all remember this is the one I brought in last week that wouldn't pull because of this big ass hole in the trans pan. I had to put a quart of fluid in here and try to hurry up and give it to him. Dry. That's because I did not want to push it in. Well, I found out what happened, guys. She said she hit something in the road. Now she's gonna try to use her insurance company to come back or try to get reimbursed by the state. I don't know how well that's gonna work out, but what I have here is simple: a new pan, a new gasket. I don't need RTV because the Nag 1, it's a Nag 1, guys. It comes with a gasket, and I have it's supposed to have 5 gas. ATF plus 4. All right, make sure you use the right fluid. I'm supposed to have a filter. Where's my damn filter? Yes, there's a filter come on a Nag 1 as well. So I'm missing a filter and I don't need RTV. I think they gave me this when they were supposed to give me a filter. Well, at any rate, I got to get this thing fixed, guys. That's all I have, man. Thanks for watching. Alrighty, guys. We might as well make a long video out of this. I'm getting ready to replace this pan. Y'all see that big old hole right there? From my understanding, it hit something in the road. Remember when I told y'all on the last short, she might be trying to get the state to pick up the tab. Okay, I guess her insurance company going to go after the county or whoever. I don't know, as long as I get paid. I know that sounds selfish, but it's a fact. Now, guys, it's not as clear of a shot as you would think, right? It's a Nag 1 transmission. I just took one bracket off that was covering this pan. The challenge you're gonna have is, even when I drop the pan, remove all 6 bolts, the pan's still not, see, that ain't enough clearance to totally drop that trans. So drop the pan, because remember there's a filter hanging down as well. So here's what I'm about to replace. The pan, it don't look like they damaged the actual transmission, just the pan. And this is the one where all the fluid leaked out and the car wouldn't go anymore, so they towed it here. Remember those other 2 shorts videos? They will be in the description, those short videos, so, because you need to get an understanding of what I was up against. Yeah, when you get a vehicle in and say it won't pull, that's one of the first things you would check is the transmission fluid level. Now, how ironic, this thing do not have a dipstick. They do, however, have a dipstick tube. So you would need to come up with a special tool. You can make one. You can use your oil dipstick. You need to stick some down in there to get a sense of how much fluid you have in the transmission. If nothing show up on the stick, you simply have no fluid. Now, what I did, remember, it's still outside. They towed it in. I pulled a quart of fluid in it, and guess what? It just started coming out, just hitting the ground. Hello, so let me jump in there. I jumped in it real quick, put it in gear, and drove it in here. Yes, here I am. Remember the big mess I made? Yeah, we got to get that cleaned up. All right, so what we going to do, JT? These T30 star bits, these right here are going to be a little challenging. Y'all know the little Harbor Freight swivel tool that I use to get. If you're trying to avoid removing this bracket, because you can simply remove the bracket and bypass that, but I don't want to remove nothing I don't have to remove. But I will have to lift the transmission up. So what I'm going to do is let's do this. I'm going to take, the transmission is bolted to this bracket. It's used like a support. Okay, so I'm going to take these bolts off right here and then stick a jack stand under here and lift this up. That'll give me some clearance between here. All right, y'all see where I'm going with this? All right, let me go find a long jack stand. All right, stay tuned, man. I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, so even with this setup, I still didn't gain much room, but I do think I now have enough. See, this is, I mean, I cleared this just a little bit, but I think that should be just enough to get this pan out and clear this exhaust and this bracket. All right, so let's get the, remember what I told y'all, you might have to rig up something to get this bolt off, because you don't want to, that's if you don't want to take the bracket off. You really don't have to. Just take your T30 and put in one of your little thingamajig ratchets like this and go for it. Yeah, so you can do that to both sides. So I'm gonna get those out. I'm gonna use a straight shot extension and a T30 to get these off. All right, let's get this pan off, man. Alrighty guys, y'all saw that? Oh my goodness. Okay, yes, I just had enough clearance to get past there without taking all this bracket off. Now remember guys, my labor rate do not justify taking a lot of stuff off, so I'm trying to stay within the estimate, the original estimate. But I got the pan off guys. Now the rest is simple, reverse everything I just did. I'm gonna go in with a new filter, of course, going with a new pan. In fact, let me show y'all what we got over here. All right, ta-da. I don't need no RTV. I got to go up there and get a filter. This is a Nag 1 transmission. It has a silk filter and has a rubber gasket. Of course, the pan is right here. Guys, this is the most important thing. Make sure you go in with the right fluid. ATF plus 4 on this Nag. I only see 4. I'm thinking I'm gonna need at least 5, so I'm gonna go get one more of these and a filter, and I'm gonna wrap this job up, guys. That's all I have. Yeah, I just wanted to show any potential newbies out there, if you're faced with these kind of challenges, all you got to do is simply improvise the best of your ability. All right, yeah, you can see the motor mounts is lifted up. I'm not bending anything, I'm not crushing anything. When you're jacking up or lifting up things, make sure you find something real solid and heavy. This transfer case is just the right thing to lift up on, but you got to also make sure you don't lift into the body and crush anything or warp these drive axles. Okay, yeah, all this stuff matters. Okay, so if you going upwards and you start hearing some noises that don't sound right, stop. Okay, I did not hear such noise, and I think I cleared it just fine. I'm gonna go back together with it. All right, moral of the story, I guess, watch out what you run into in the road. I don't know how you could avoid this, but however, I'm a mechanic here to fix this type stuff in the event something happened. All right, that's all I have, man. Thanks for watching.